So I have to tell you guys about a patient I worked with today, and the question was to her, what are you doing to improve your core strength? What kind of exercises are you doing? And I got the answer that I usually get is either nothing, or I am doing like a series of crunches and these different like 10-minute ab kind of things. So I want to cover what I told her and what you need to know as a runner. There's a couple good tidbits in this video that you can really take home and improve your running with. Hi everyone, Steve Gonza, physical therapist with RunSmart Online. Today's Monday, depending on when you watch this, it might not be, but it was a patient day for me. And I want to cover some of the questions I got regarding core strength from runners. So real quick before I forget, I'm going to talk about a couple programs inside the RunSmart app. There is a link to this to the RunSmart app in this post. So if you want to try one of our 2-week trials, you can use the programs that I use every day as a PT. So question was, again, if you're just joining me, I asked them, what kind of things are you doing for your core? And they were doing a lot of crunch-based bicycles, different types of rotations, all these different things that typically you would see with a lot of runners. Now, here's the thing that I want you guys to know, and I'm actually going to show you, is that when you think of core, there's a couple things you should know, is that core is not just the front of you, it's the sides of you, it's the back of you, it's your butt, it's your shoulder blades. It's pretty much everything between if you cut off your neck, this is going to sound terrible. I'm going there anyways. If you cut off your neck, cut off your arms, and cut off your legs, that is your core, right? It's everything but an appendage that's attached to your trunk. So when we think about core, I want to show you guys some cool stuff as it relates to just core strength and what you can be focused on. So when you're doing crunches, when you're doing bicycles, you're really just working on not even these obliques. This says oblique here, but you think of that six-pack muscle that is on the front here, coming down on both sides. So that's your rectus abdominis. That's what most people think of when they are looking to improve their core strength. Now, I wish I did one thing before I was going to change this around a little bit. And there usually is a dissect mode, and I am not going to find it at this second because I delayed. Oh, here we go. So if I cut this away, we're looking at rectus abdominis to the front. We also have those muscles I just deleted, which is your oblique muscles. So we're going deeper now. If we look to the sides, we can actually take these away. There's our rectus abdominis on both sides here. We have our lower abdominals on both sides. And then we have muscle that I just deleted, which wraps all the way around, which is your lower, your transverse abdominis. So we start thinking about, there's a lot of muscle groups just on the front, right? We can't just be doing crunches. If you want a strong core, you got to be firing on these different things. I'm getting to the point why this makes sense and why you can't just do crunches. And if you're going to do core, you need to be focused on multiple areas. So when we're thinking and runners are just doing a crunch-based program, all they're doing is targeting this muscle group here. And I just showed you that there are a lot of other muscle groups in the area. So we do want to make sure we're using everything. Now, if I go ahead and just flip this runner around, your core is not just the front. You actually have these big lat muscles on the backside I'm going to get rid of. You have these serratus inferior muscles on the backside. You have all these paraspinals now I'm deleting away. Go ahead and look at what's happening with the low back. We keep getting deeper and deeper in here, and there's more and more muscle groups that a lot of people don't recognize. All the way deep into the spine, you have your multifidi and all these different muscle groups, muscles on the sides. You have your glute muscles. This is core, and then we start to even go a little bit deeper. Again, I'll tell you why this is really important. You actually have to be focused up top too. You have these muscles to your shoulder blades. You have muscles on your shoulder blades themselves. The take-home message is this: your core is pretty extensive, and if you're just doing a lot of crunch-based things, you're really missing out, because every step you take as a runner, you're going to hit the ground and you're going to contract. And your goal of your core muscle, your quote-unquote core muscles, is to contract and stabilize the trunk so that the appendages, whether you're throwing a ball and it's your shoulder and your arm, or if you're running and you're trying to generate force through your foot, your core muscle groups are designed to stabilize the trunk, keep it from not moving, and allow you to push off with a good force. When you're weak or you just are over dominant on the front side because all you do is crunches, is you're leaking energy everywhere, and you're also setting yourself up for injury. That's why core is so important. It's not just the front. I can't tell you how many runners, you probably are, you might be one of them, who maybe does front planks but consistently skips side planks. that is a huge issue because there's a lot of important muscle groups laterally or on the outside of your body that need to be targeted. So I really think if you're going to target your core, you need to be smarter on it. I'm also going to talk about how often you want to do this because that is another important piece. Real quick, if you want help and you want to target a lot of these muscle groups, there's a couple different things like front planks, side planks. Let me go back to this real quick. Front planks, side planks, muscle groups like exercises like that, single leg activity, a lot of good exercises can be done that target this 360-degree piece of your body, which, let me see if I can spin it, goes all the way around. It's not just the front side, which is these guys here, your rectus abdominis, those are the beach muscles everyone's concerned about always, me included, but there's a lot of important muscle groups you should be targeting. Now, if you want to know how often you should do this, I want to talk about something called core endurance. But real quick, before I show you, talk about core endurance, for anyone who is looking to improve their core strength, this is what we use. This is inside the RunSmart app. This is one of many programs we offer, a 60-second core. This is pretty much a guide to building stronger core muscle groups through your outsides, your front, your back, all these different areas that we use for runners to build what I'm going to talk about, which is core endurance. We also have these two programs are great starter programs inside the RunSmart app, Base 3, Base 6 Boot Camp. There's 18 workouts between these two programs. These are phenomenal for anyone looking to work out from home and build solid core strength to help their running. It also targets glute balance, pretty much all the imbalances and discrepancies between weak sides and strong sides that a runner could possibly need to target. This is all, there's a link in this post if you want to check these programs out with our 2-week trial. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is core endurance. And one of the important things that I want runners to know when they're seeing me is that when every step you take, every move you make, that's a song, everything you do in your life, your core muscles contract. A lot of people think core muscles are like these big, powerful, strong muscles, when in actuality, they really are really set up to be endurance muscles. Being able, especially in endurance athletes, they need to be able to contract and fire for a long period of time. You think about your calf muscle, they fire and they push. They fire and they push. The quads are powerful jumping muscles. Your glutes, somewhat are endurance muscles, but also very powerful muscle groups. Muscles through the midsection need to be able to sustain contraction. So when I teach a lot of core work, and I think I want you to take away from this, is that not only do you need to work the entire trunk, not just the front side with your crunches and bicycles, but you also should be working on endurance, prolonged holds, or even when you're doing, let's say you're working out in the gym, right, and you're gonna do, I don't know, curls or something. You can stand on one foot, that'll help engage your core. You can tighten down, you don't have to hold your breath, but you can cinch through the midsection and do some postural setting, which means you're activating the core a little bit before you do the exercise. I'll point this down a little bit so I can back up. But you're gonna engage, and then you can do your curls on one foot. Not only are you getting your balance, you're getting your buys and your arms, you can do your overhead presses. You can do a lot of exercises standing on one foot to engage your core, but also setting it up for success by turning it on and actively trying to improve it. If anyone's ever hurt their back before, you brace yourself before you do something because you're forcing stability a lot of times when you do that. Now that can be a dangerous game. I'm not suggesting that you all go out and start like squeezing cheeks together and forcing your abs to contract, but you should be focused on endurance of your core, endurance of this vast muscle group, and not so much of like the hard-hitting crunches and rotational exercises, because they aren't really how you're going to use them in life. That's what I have to say about core strength. For anyone who's interested in improving their core, their hip strength, running faster, improving their, not being injury prone really, definitely recommend checking out the RunSmart app. These are the two programs I'd recommend, Base 3 Boot Camp, Base 6 Boot Camp. We also have 60-second core, which is something you can do before and after every single run. So check out the link in the post if you want that. Otherwise, just make sure that you're not focused just on your crunches. Don't forget your side planks, and also focus on endurance and not power through your core. All right, everyone, have a great night. I hope this is helpful, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.